am Georgia and I am a strategist at a design studio in London, and this is my work week in my life. Also, I'm actually going traveling for work this week. It feels like a little bit of a different week to just going into the studio each day. I do travel a little bit for this job, not crazy amounts compared to my previous job in consulting. But yeah, I'm going to be traveling for work, so I figured that will mix the content up a little bit as well. First things first, this morning I am just going to go down and get my bike and then cycle into work, and we've got a weekly meeting every Monday with the whole crew. Different people host different Monday morning meetings, and so you get like a different type of perspective each Monday, and it's just a really cute way to start the week, if I'm being honest. So that's what we're gonna go do and get stuck into the week. Whoa, these are the sunflowers in our garden, which our roommate planted. It's just incredible. Here's some other ones. We have these little pods at work which are very convenient for taking meetings in. Sometimes just like one person will need to join the meeting, not everyone, so you don't need a whole meeting room. So I definitely love having like a little individual pod where you can take that call from, and they're also very, very, very quiet. Before we had these, I was sometimes stuck taking an individual meeting in like our large co-working space where there was just so much background noise. I was constantly muting myself. So yeah, very convenient, love these. I now have said meeting. Was a really nice Pilates class. I've been going to Pilates more recently because I've had like a lower back issue, and the osteo I've been seeing, who I'm really like enjoying like the work she's been doing for it, she recommended more Pilates instead of, I guess, as much running as I was doing just while it's healing. Hello. It is a few hours later. I got home from Pilates and then I had a really quick dinner, and then I was going to have a really quick shower as well, except some products I had ordered arrived, and I saw the box and I opened it and it was all these new hair care products that I had ordered the other day, because I have like, I don't know, I feel like I've just put up with strawy, damaged, hard water London hair for so long, and I've done like nothing about it. And then like when I went to Tokyo and did the head spa, it was just so nice. And then swimming in salty water all week in Greece last week, that was also so nice. And so yeah, I just kind of like went into a deep dive and ordered a bunch of like hair care products, which I honestly have never indulged in before, but I was impressed after my first experience. So yeah, instead of having a quick shower, I had a really long bath, and now it's getting close to 10 p.m. and I still haven't done what I needed to do. I do not condone working after hours, but our designer is on vacation and I have to like do some things to send off to a printer, because I'm headed to the States in a few days to deliver like a workshop and presentation, and we'll need materials in the room. I just need to do it before end of day in the west coast of the US. I'll probably just take back that time tomorrow morning, start a little bit later. My work definitely encourages us to not like work crazy hours, to have a nice work-life balance. This is purely because, you know, I had the Pilates class booked, and then tomorrow I think I'll give like a proper debrief of what's happening in the week ahead with work, because I'll work from home tomorrow. We have a bunch of documents to print out in like A1 and A3 and things like that, but they were part of a slides deck, which is a 16:9 format. So I'm honestly just setting up an A1 and A3 document and then reformatting all of the slides to fit that new format. And it really is just pushing things around to get them all ready. This was actually very much what I did in my first ever job, and it's okay, but there's a reason why I don't do it anymore. It's just not my passion. I've done the work stuff. Now I'm going to make a tea, and I am either going to watch a show or do some YouTube stuff. Ooh, the wind is really blowing from my fan. Yeah, that's the end of Monday. Good night. Good morning and happy Tuesday. Yesterday I got those prints sent off to the printer, so that was really good. Glad I got that done. And then I've just had a bit of a later start today to make up for that time. And now it is 9:30 and I'm going to get started on my workday. What we're working on is a 2030 strategy. Obviously, strategy work, like we can spend a lot of time on that, and it involves a lot of workshops and collaboration with people from the business to make sure that a lot of different opinions are heard. But another thing we do is also hear from the consumers. So the first stage of this project was purely to do research with consumers and stakeholders. So that is what we just spent the last 7 weeks doing. We got onboarded onto the project. We had 15 stakeholder interviews. We spoke to a bunch of different consumers. We also went out into the physical market and traveled and did research that way as well. So we were physically with consumers in their hometowns, in their markets, and then also we were observing and learning about those different markets that we have to serve as well. So that was honestly really fun to get to do in-market travel for research. I know that it's not always possible with budgets, and also like back in the day, COVID stopped it for a while as well. So it was really fun to go back out and do research in market with real humans, and we learned so much. And so then after all of that research and those stakeholder interviews, we pulled together this opportunity report. So essentially that report has a fat appendix with all of the findings and insights. And then what the client was really interested in was, okay, now that we've learnt that, what are the opportunities that we need to go after? So the main report involved a bunch of different opportunities that we identified, and now we are at the end of that stage, and our client really likes in-person collaboration. So I am actually flying out tomorrow to present all of those findings and insights and also present the different opportunities. And then when we're in the room with them, we will do some like heat mapping and prioritization so we can figure out which opportunities we want to prioritize in the next stage. So that is the project I'm working on. It's a big one. It's a long project. I work on some projects that are sometimes like 2 weeks, really quick turnarounds. I've also worked on other projects where we were on a retainer for months at a time. I personally love a project where I can just really sink my teeth into it and get really, acquainted with the business and the client, and we can create some cool stuff together. Right now, I am going to, jump into my work meetings and do the day. Okay, meeting's done and the little bits and bobs I needed to do are also done. Now I am very peckish, so I am going to go make a banana smoothie, but I know that I'm also out of bananas, so I'm going to go pick up some bananas just from around the corner, and the post office is there as well, and I have a little item waiting for me. I got myself a vintage Bayswater bag, so I'm going to get that as well whilst I'm out. Let's go do that job real quick. vintage Bayswater bag, and I really prefer the vintage aesthetic. I like the slouchier leather, and I'm really happy with this one. This came from a lovely seller on Vinted, and you can tell it's definitely pre-loved, but very, like, in a beautiful way. I'm really happy with this bag. I think it is gorgeous. My favorite part about it and why I bought it is because someone, like my friend at work, came in with and his laptop just fit perfectly into the bag. And that's what I'm always looking for, a bag that just fits my laptop perfectly. So that's also why I wanted it as soon as I saw him wearing it. So we've got this workshop. I've got the materials printed or at the printer ready to take. And then we've also got a presentation, like the report to run them through, which we will do digitally. So at the moment, I am currently writing out the speaker notes for what we're presenting, because obviously we have like this, say, 50 slide deck as the main report, but we're going to consolidate it down. I think it's at like 10 to 15 slides at the moment. And so I want to make sure that none of the richness from the full report is missed because of that. So that is why I then go into the speaker notes and jot all the main points down to make sure that they're all captured. And that's for me to remember, but also when we go to this workshop, it will also be my director with me. And obviously she's across the whole project. She's helped shape a lot of it, but she isn't on it day to day. And these notes, I guess, will just help make sure that she doesn't miss any of the key points either, and so that she can also come up to speed with everything really quickly. One thing that we try to do whenever we do have a workshop or a presentation with a client is make sure that anyone who is in the room or in the meeting has a speaker role. So that's also why speaker notes can be quite important even as you're working on them and building the deck out, because later on you don't know who is going to present what. And that is what I'm doing today. So I've got those speaker notes and all my materials ready. And now I am going into a meeting where everyone who is on this particular client account get together once a week to share what they're working on, and everyone else, obviously working on different projects, can feed in and give feedback. Okay, it's a late lunch today. We're nearing 3 p.m, but because I had that smoothie earlier, I feel like I wasn't too crazy hungry, but also had too many meetings to eat. But now I have a break, so let's go make some lunch. We are at the end of the workday. It is coming on to 6:30, and I want to go to a Pilates class. So I'm going to wrap up the things I'm working on, how to connect also with my colleagues in LA to talk through a project I'd worked on a few months ago that felt relevant to the project they were just starting. And yeah, now we're done for the day. Let's go to Pilates, and then tomorrow I fly out. So the vlog will follow a different place to this bedroom tomorrow. Okay, let's go. Good morning. It is a Wednesday and it is a travel day for me today. My flight is like 10-ish hours, which is, significantly long, I think. But that's okay, we're gonna do it. As I said, I'm heading to the States, Portland specifically. But fun fact, this is my first time going into the States. I have been to Hawaii on a holiday, but that doesn't really count. And I have flown through LAX to get to Australia before, but I've never touched foot outside of the airport and gone around the States, or been to a CVS. Or a Trader Joe's or silly things like that. So I'm kind of excited to pop into a few stores and just be overwhelmed by all of the stuff. But yeah, obviously it's just like a 2-night, 3-day trip. So it's very, very quick, and I'll mostly be at our clients' offices. But other than that, I am still excited to check it out, to be there. But yeah, That's just a fun fact that I haven't been to the States before, and today I'm actually going for the first time. So that's a bit wild. I'm also cleaning my sheets because when I arrive back, I have a friend staying. So I pretty much get in at like 2 p.m. on Saturday. She comes over at like 5 p.m. So I just want to wash the sheets now, put them on a dry cycle. I'm also going to the osteo this morning before the flight as well. So that'll be really nice to just get my body stretched out before a 10-hour flight. Off we go.
You had a stop sign tattooed under your arm. That didn't stop me from getting you to the bar. It was a hard day, and so was I. So stop right there, you're coming with me tonight. It's so nice to meet you. How about you and me go so we can be just you and me? Nice to meet you.
Alright, we've arrived in Portland. I have not slept. It's like 5 a.m. back in London, and I need to find a taxi. And then I'm gonna have a big old sleep. Whoa! That is the largest bed I've ever seen. You do not get beds that size when you travel Europe. Wait, why is everything so big in this country? All the cars on the road were just like insanely sized. Like minivans, but just like one person in them. Oh my god, even this bathroom's large. What have we got? Some fun water with electrolytes. That actually will be really nice after the flight. I didn't even think to bring my activewear because I'm here for such a short time, but I've just read that they have Peloton bikes and a Peloton mirror. I would absolutely love to have tried that. Oh, maybe I'd go do like a stretch session to try the mirror. Damn, I would have loved to try the Peloton bike. I feel like I am primed and ready to be a Peloton cult member. But all I lack the bike, you know? I just need to try it once and I'm sure I'll buy into the hype. Okay, I have landed. I am in Portland and I am so visually stimulated. Like my brain is going like wildfire. There's just so much that is like so unfamiliar, yet also very familiar because I grew up with so much American television, as a lot of us do. Yeah, it's pretty wild, to be honest. I'm excited by it all. But I now have to head downstairs and meet up with my colleague, and we have to run through this presentation, which we've flown out for. So that is tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do now. In terms of the flight, it was great, very smooth. I actually really enjoyed the food and good selection of movies. I had a lot of options. I know people have said like BA has gone really downhill, and to be fair, I probably haven't flown BA before because I'm not from the UK. So I guess I had really low expectations, but I didn't mind it. But yeah, I guess I also wasn't personally paying either, so maybe that makes a difference. But I was sad about being in premium economy, like definitely would have liked that business class, given I'm here for business, alas. Now I'm at a really nice hotel, really, really buzzing over everything. But let's go meet my colleague, and she's been living in LA for a while now, so I can tell her all about the stimulation that I am having from being here, and I'm sure she'll agree. Let's go meet up with her. Good morning. I had an incredible sleep. This bed is so comfortable. I got to bed around 10 p.m. last night, and at that stage I'd been awake for like 24 hours because I did not sleep on the flight. So I was like definitely needing a good night's sleep. And now it's about 7 a.m. I just woke up pretty naturally at this time, although I think my alarm is probably going to go off in a few minutes, so that's lucky. I need to run through this presentation and just add like some final speaker notes and things like that, and then head off to the offices. In other news, I do think this weekly vlog is not the best example of work-life balance, and I don't want to necessarily promote that. I was thinking last night, after traveling for so long, whether I even should like keep filming, because I don't necessarily want to promote an unhealthy work-life balance. But I would say I'm pretty energized by this work this week, and it's a fun experience. And given I don't have like dependents or like people relying on me back home, this is like a type of work I can do at this stage of my life right now. And I also feel like my work encourages me to take back the time and make sure I'm having a good work-life balance. So all of this is to say that I don't encourage anyone to wake up at 7 a.m. and get on their laptop right now like I'm about to do and get ready for their presentation and work through the days and nights, as I have done this week. But it is a realistic week for me at work, but that's very different to next week, where I'm back in London and I will probably start a bit later to catch back up on sleep, and I might finish a bit earlier, and I'll try to like reclaim a bit of this time back. And I do feel okay with the level of input I'm giving right now for kind of where I'm at in my career, what I am working towards and things like that. This week kind of perceives it as me working overly hard. Like I would never wake up in London on a regular day and jump onto my laptop at 7 a.m. No way, no how. It's just because it's a busy work week and I'm traveling. Ooh, 6:58, 2 minutes till my alarm goes off. Well done, body clock. Time to go out for the day. Thank you so much. Why, hello there. I have just come home to this hotel room, which is cleanly made, which is lovely. After a huge day. Yeah, I am so exhausted. It's been a really, really like go, go, go kind of day. Obviously I didn't film too much because it's all very confidential. But yeah, we arrived in the morning at the campus, and we met up with the client, and he very kindly showed me around the whole campus. I saw all of the buildings, all of the parks, all of the run tracks, all of the fields, all of the gyms. Got like a whistle-stop tour of the entire place, which was really, really kind of him to show, but also so inspiring to know all like the small details of why they chose that and why they did that, and this ad was filmed here and things like that. So that was so visually stimulating. And then on top of that, I just also saw so many silly things. Like I saw a yellow school bus and it blew my mind. Probably the same way that my mind was blown the first time that I saw a double-decker bus in London when I was 18. Also, the hotel we're staying at, they sell Rice Krispie treats, so I bought those to take home. I am so excited to eat these. So yeah, it's been a very, very fun day, but also very hectic. So after the tour, we regrouped on what we were going to be presenting, and then we ran through it, did it like a practice run, and then we did the actual session where there were about 15 people in the room and another 7 online. So it was a pretty generous sized group of people that we were presenting to, and so we ran through everything in the report and we had a lot of discussions with people, and then we also did some prioritization and had them kind of vote on what they would want to prioritize, and some early ideation for solutions and actions to respond to those opportunities that we presented as part of the report. So it's been very, very go, go, go. And now we're back at the hotel, and I'm just coming up here to say hello and check in really quickly before I run back downstairs, because when we arrived, we were just going to drop our bags off and then go and get dinner. But it turns out there's drag bingo on starting in 10 minutes. So we've got a table, ordered some cocktails. I've come to drop my things off, and now we're going to head down to play drag bingo. And I think that's going to bring my energy levels back up again.